Hello, I'm Alexander of InvestGlass, and in this video I will show you how to upgrade your legacy onboarding with InvestGlass. This video is built for InvestGlass experts or people like you looking to achieve bank automation, complex sales processes. What we have today is about 50% of consumers that abandon complex applications. And usually our clients tell us that they abandon complex applications because the forms that you use are too complex, they ask too many information, and just they need some additional documents that consumers never have with them while they are filling those forms. So how to turn this into 100% digital and make it simple and nice and remove frustration? We think that the form should be something quite, I won't say joyful, but something that you would fill in less than 10 to 15 minutes. So if you spend more than 15 minutes in filling a form, it means that perhaps the digital format might not be sufficient, just because it's just tiring and sometimes it's written in a very little font size, and you need to focus so much on legal details that more than 15 minutes obviously means that it's too long and it will create frustration. So keep it short. Try to have the information that you input first and the legal terms after. Try not to blend the legal terms into the actual content that the client needs to fill in. And then keep it stupid simple. With InvestGlass, we have different tools, forms to capture information, CRM to put information into it, automation to check different APIs to see if the client, for example, is a politically exposed person or if the credit rating is good. Approval aims to have your team work together. Portal aims to decentralize and have your consumer fill in the forms instead of your relationship manager doing it. And obviously the digital signature. Just set the type of accounts, contacts, portfolio, contracts, fields you wish to collect. You list all the fields in a spreadsheet, okay, and each column should have the field name, if it's mandatory, what is the format. If you need a value set, so a value set, for example, is a list of country. By default, InvestGlass will start with Afghanistan because it's the first in the list. Perhaps if you are a bank in Switzerland, you want to start with Switzerland, France, Germany, Austria, and have a different type of value set list. Okay, so this is what is a value set list. Then an API is the reference somewhere else. Are you using another tool than InvestGlass, and perhaps you want the two tools to communicate together? Okay. Then set who sees what, which is a very important part, and then who can see those fields. Okay, and you have a GDPR classification. So this is how it looks like within InvestGlass. It's important that you do this cumbersome step first before you actually build the forms. The reason of that is here you will find all the fields, I would say formats, and this information must be collected before you start working with the forms system. Once you set up the fields, then it's the forms and the package. So form, it's a digital form where you collect information. It must be short, clear, and the form can be connected directly to the CRM fields. So each time an investor fills in some information, this will update the CRM field. Some fields can be mandatory, others not. I suggest you not to have too many mandatory fields because it's going to be otherwise complex for a user to spend that much time in filling everything. Then check if some fields can be repeated. What do you mean by that? If you have 10 forms and those 10 forms have 80% of the time the same fields, then with InvestGlass, you're going to save a lot of time, because if you do correctly the mapping to the CRM, which is quite easy to do, then automatically the fields will show up again into the form. So there's no double fill in. Okay. Then some forms can be different for accounts and for relations. So account will be more like a business account. Relations will be like a company. versus the contact, which is individuals. Okay. Obviously, with InvestGlass, you can blend account and contact forms together. Then the contact will become what we call child fields. We'll show you how this looks like just after that. Then select the type of tools you want to use, face recognition, digital signature, and the last step is to regroup the forms into package or language sets. So you can tag the forms, for example, classic package English. So you would have two tags, classic package and English. So if you onboard a new prospect and you just say that this prospect wants classic package and English, automatically the set of documents, it can be 1, 2, 10, 15 documents, and general terms of conditions and services can be attached into the same loading. So this is an example of a very traditional beneficial owner form. As you find here, this is a form for an account with some contact information. The contact information are beneficial owner 1, 2, and 3. And as you see, InvestGlass is going to I would say pump from the CRM the information and bring it back into the form. So when you sign it, you have a document with in the same time the information from the contact but also the accounts. The third step is to build an ideal scenario. The scenario, as you find here, it's mostly a scenario for private banking. We have also some templates for sales and insurance, so contact us for that. The scenario should be clear into everyone's minds. It should be short. Here you see you have 6 steps. Perhaps I would suggest you to have a 5 steps or 4 step if you can. The idea is with a scenario, everyone understands what are their responsibilities. Okay, very quickly you have to set the scenario and to make sure that everyone will stick to the scenario. I hate to say that, but I think it's important that when you build a scenario, that very quickly you test it, very quickly you capture the feedbacks, and very quickly you impose a process. Because obviously someone will come to you after and say, hey, you know what, step 2, I think that we should go for that solution, marketing solution. Hey, you know what, for step 5, I think that we should use this AML and PEP and risk machine, or on step 4, the process should be done like this and like that. Okay, so you set this process very quickly, early in this building of the onboarding process automation. Okay, so the fourth step is approval process. There are several things here we suggest you to do to make sure the approval process is going to be smooth and efficient. First, we suggest you to set up a pipeline with the automation. So each time you create a new prospect, InvestGlass automation can also set a prospect pipeline. Like this, your sales will know exactly where their prospects are in terms of step 1, step 2, step 3. Is the process ongoing? Is it closed, open? Where is it exactly? And clients are anxious. They want to know, So that will be a right way and transparent way to do it. Then perhaps you want to start pre-check forms. So pre-check forms are forms we suggest to our clients, partly in the banking world where you have complex situations with joint accounts, or when you have companies with multiple beneficial owners, multiple people that will sign the documents, and you need to make sure whether they are CRS and FATCA situations. With the pre-check system of InvestGlass, you will save a lot of time and reduce frustration, because a lot of information will be pre-filtered and pre-filled into InvestGlass, and the relationship manager will know quite quickly, without the compliance feedback, if this prospect or this company is actually eligible for this service. Then we have the freezing system. Freeze means that each time you are going to send a form to the approval team, the compliance team or the head of sales, the forms will be freezed. And that's very important because you don't want the relationship manager, or even worse, the clients, to change the forms while the process is starting. Okay. We have into InvestGlass an account opening review and queue system that is very helpful if you have multiple people that need to review the forms and to notify the relationship manager and the client in due time. For all those approval process, account opening forms, I suggest you to use videos. I think it's very important to use videos. We love Video Ask. We love Loom. Those tools are very easy to use. We've done some videos for that, and they will bring your onboarding alive. This is an example of an automation. I think it's interesting to see this one because you'll see here that InvestGlass has many options to trigger either a notification with an email, create a record, update a record. So we were talking about updating a record when you have a new prospect and you want to automatically assign a pipeline. This is where you will do it. Send a notification, send a task to a colleague, or just trigger another automation once you have complex approval process. As you see here, InvestGlass will make your life easier. Now, the fifth step is the client portal and signature. Here, the idea is to make sure that the onboarding for your clients, if you decide that your clients are going to do part of the job or just the whole job, filling in the forms, this job will be joyful. So you might know that we have a full client portal with InvestGlass that is completely customizable, where you can select also the different types of widgets. Widgets is like little frames into which you're going to put the forms. Here, I would suggest you not to be too fuzzy, not to have a too rich of a platform at the beginning when the prospects arrives into your portal, just because the prospect has to focus on some key forms that you're going to set for him. So make sure you reduce the numbers of widgets. Obviously, with the CRM InvestGlass, you will have those forms pre-filled. So if the banker already put some information, then the client will already find these fields into the forms. And again, once you go from one step to another, so from, I would say, call lead to a prospect, and a prospect to onboarding ongoing, or approval process ongoing, congratulate the prospect with a new widget. It can be some premium content, some videos, but just tell him, hey, thanks for coming to the portal. You've done a great job. Now this is your reward. This is how it looks like on the portal. On purpose, I put it here in French. Everything can be customized, so you can have it in Arabic, in Hebrew, in Chinese, in German, in whatever language. And you can also customize it with in different colors, with different formats. And here, for example, it's an investment profile questionnaire in a French way, where you will select based on the investor's answers, the I would say more accurate investment risk reward profile. Inside InvestGlass system, it looks like this. This is the documents system. As you find, you have little cadenas on the second column. This column means that the process is freezed. As the process is freezed, it means that you cannot change the forms anymore. You have to ask for the people on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th column to actually give their opinion about those forms. Is the account opening process activated, rejected, approved? And this is where you will actually track all this package process, the package number 14. So this is the last step, is to receive the digital signature from the client. So here I'm going to trigger Sysmosoft Signatis. It's a solution we love in Switzerland. We also work in the UK and in Europe with Connective or DocuSign that you might know. The idea here is to have the document signed. So each time you generate a form, it will generate a PDF. This PDF can then be shared with the clients from the portal or into an email. Then the client just put his signature. This is automated, and we will ask through Sysmosoft, through Connective, a confirmation via either an SMS or an email to make sure that this is the account holder. So this is how it would look like. Obviously, we can completely customize it with the look and feel of your company. Thanks for watching this InvestGlass video. I hope you will find very interesting ideas here to automate your sales process, to make it more efficient and obviously joyful. If you have any questions, contact us at investglass.com. Thank you.